In the previous video, we have learnt about the synthesis of parliamentary sovereignty and judicial supremacy in the Indian Constitution. Then we learnt about the single and integrated judiciary system, the fundamental rights, and the directive principles of state policy. So, just giving a brief reintroduction to those topics. The first point of synthesis between judicial supremacy and parliamentary sovereignty. The first point, the vitals, remember the vitals. First, you must be going with India does not has a sovereign parliament as that of British Parliament. Second, the judicial review given to the provision of judicial review given to the Supreme Court of India is narrower in nature to that of the Federal Court of America. Third point, the Parliament can make and amend laws and can change and amend a big part of the Indian Constitution, while the Supreme Court can rule out the provisions, rule out the laws made by the Parliament, declare them as void on basis of some evidence or on basis of some things which we will be learning right after some time. Then, single and integrated judiciary. India, unlike America, has a single integrated judiciary. The Supreme Court being the apex court, followed by the high courts, then the subordinate courts. Supreme Court is the guarantor of the fundamental rights of the Indian citizens and the residents in India. And the independency of the court is highly valued and is aptly taken care of. Then we came to fundamental rights. Fundamental rights provide for social democracy in India. Then fundamental rights, there are almost 6 fundamental rights given to the Indian citizens and few to the residents of India. First, right to equality, then right to freedom, then right against exploitation, then religious rights, religious and cultural rights, then the right to constitutional remedies, and cultural and educational rights. These rights, these fundamental rights are enforceable in the judiciary and they have been guaranteed by the Supreme Court and the High Courts. On violation of these fundamental rights, the applicant can directly go to the Supreme Court or the High Court of India appealing for that. But these fundamental rights are not sacrosanct in nature and they are not absolute as well. They can be amended, they can be taken away for few time under few special circumstances like national emergency, but Article 20 and 21 cannot be taken from the Indian citizens at any cost under any situation. Then we came to the DPSPs. Part 4 of the Indian Constitution signifies the directive principles of state policies which we have taken from the Irish Constitution. They provide for the socio-economic democracy. Moreover, they give the concept of welfare state. Unlike fundamental rights, they are not enforceable in nature and they are not absolute. They can be amended and these are just principles which the state can follow for governing the nation, but they cannot be forced to go with these principles for governance. These are merely choice. But still, Dr. Ambedkar said that this is the novel feature of the Indian Constitution. Now, we will be looking towards few of the new salient features to the Indian Constitution. Now, as you may be following the news section, there is always this word Sahishnuta or secularity. Indian state is secular in nature. Amendment 42nd in the year 1976 added secular word to the preamble to the Constitution. Now there are 2 points. Like there is a negative concept of secularism and a positive concept of secularism. The Western countries, the best example being the French nation, has negative secularity, the negative concept of secularism in their constitution, which totally divides the state and the religion. But this is not possible in the state like India, where people are of multi-religions. So we have derived out a positive concept of secularism, where we do not differentiate between the state and the religion, but we pay equal respect to each religion, whether it be a religion or B religion or C religion, whether it be a small a religion followed by small group of people or a big chunk of people. We pay equal respect. Under the fundamental rights, there are various provisions which do not let one's religion to interfere with one's political democratical features or political democratical rights. Secularism is a much important word, at least in the present context, when we are facing so much of communal riots, hatred speech, people giving hatred speeches, and etc. And mark this word for your essays. Secularism is much more important for India and for the whole world as well. Then we have to come up with universal adult franchisee. So what is universal adult franchisee? For the national and the state elections, we have a system of universal adult franchisee. It is a very bold step for such a vast nation. On the first day itself, we have given universal adult franchisee. Earlier, it used to happen that in the British era, that very few people, though it be men or men from specific caste or men from specific occupations or women from specific occupations, were denied the votes. We are denied the provision of voting. But as India became independent, we became independent of all those hasty provisions brought by the British people to us. So we have taken universal adult franchisee from the very first day itself, which is really very important for the nation. Then we have to come up with the point of single citizenship. Though Indian constitution is federal in nature, but we have single citizenship, which is a feature of unitary form of constitution. Now it is very important to understand why we have a single citizenship. India being multi-religious in nature, where caste has divided us in a lot of sense, in a brutal sense as well. For a state to give a single citizenship, it is important because it gives us one identity, the identity of being an Indian. If you stand and ask someone what's your identity, he or she can proudly proclaim that he or she is an Indian. So this is what, and this is why single citizenship had been given. But since a lot of years, for a lot of years, we are being facing a lot of communal riots, and the agenda set for single citizenship seems to be diminishing in nature. Unlike America, we have single citizenship. America has dual citizenship, means if I am an American resident from, say, the state of Pennsylvania, so I will be owing my allegiance to the United States of America and also to the state of Pennsylvania. But in India, you pay allegiance to the Indian flag only, to India only. Then there is this important point of independent bodies. For securing the what we say soul, for securing the soul of this great constitution, the constitution has given us the independent bodies, such as of Article 324 signifying election commission. Election commission is independent in nature, so that it must not get influenced by the majority party on its decisions. Then we have independent commission for civil service for civil servants, that is the Union Public Service Commission. Then we have the Comptroller and Auditor General to audit the central and state accounts. Then we have state public service commissions as well for conducting the exams. So this is all what it signifies. We will be meeting our next video. We will be completing the salient features of the Indian Constitution, and always remember the vitals.